So there's something about my life that I talk about sometimes, like mostly I joke about, and that is the fact that I'm totally deaf. Well, not totally, because that I think medically means I have zero hearing at all. I have a decent amount. I'll get a fair amount of hearing, but I also have bone-anchored hearing aids, also known as Bahas. Recently, my friend Brittany got what we call an otoscope. For the uninitiated, that means basically like an ear microscope. I made a whole video of like the story of being deaf. Honestly, I should go back and watch it so I maybe don't repeat the same stories over again, because it's from a couple years ago. But my day-to-day life, it's like it's not even a thing, really. I do make jokes about it in my stand-up act, and they are my funniest jokes. And it is also just easy pickings when someone's like, did you hear blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no. Comedic genius right here. So growing up, my ears are such a rare case. So fun and special that when I would go in for checkups, my ear surgeon at the ear, nose, and throat like surgery office or the head and neck surgery, it's all the same thing. They would have the medical residents come in to be like, yo, her shit's busted. Check it out. Sometimes they would put it up on a monitor for me to also watch because I kind of like seeing it. And I have that weird thing where medical stuff doesn't bother me, probably because I was so overexposed to it as a child. So I thought it'd be fun. First of all, ear tour. You tour my ears today, because that's a fun thing to do. They do look a little crazy because I've been poking around with this thing. Probably too much, but it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Also, it might be kind of interesting to talk about how being hard of hearing actually affects my life, just my general thoughts and opinions, and just a fun little pretend that you guys asked me any questions about this, because I don't think anyone ever really has. I'll try to look up my medical record. I'll put my percentage of deafness right here if I can find it, and it's different on either side, so maybe I'll do some stuff. And then maybe right here, I'll play an audio of what I hear compared to what you hear without my hearing aids on. With my hearing aids on, it's not like the cochlear implant where it's like a muffled, like it just helps you kind of get a gauge of what people are saying. I hear like a normal person would. Apart from on a windy day, it sounds like someone blowing into a microphone, because basically that's what I have, are tiny microphones on the side of my head, and then it vibrates it into my brain. I forgot to mention, I have bone-anchored hearing aids, so this is kind of the layout of how that works. There's a screw in the skull, and then it vibrates the bone, kind of like those funky little headphones that people wear, where it just sits on the back of the ear. That's what I have, and that's why it's different than a cochlear implant, because they are implanted, but not into the cochlea. It's just a medical implant in my skull. Ear tour. So this little thing, it has a little light, and you set it up to the Wi-Fi on your phone. Then you open up the app, and I'm gonna screen record and then put it in post. So there's my little hand. Wow. Here's my fingerprint. Steal my identity. There you go. Take it. Let's start off with the right ear, because there's a lot of fun stuff happening. And by that I mean I don't have an eardrum. Okay, so I needed to explain the anatomy of the ear more to you guys. This is what a regular ear looks like, where there's an ear canal, there's an eardrum, and then there's a bunch of stuff behind that, like the bones and the cochlea. My ear, they removed a bunch of parts, so I look more like this. That is why I can go up into my head. They took out most of my ear canal and the surrounding tissue, so that is why there's more option than just, oh, here's my eardrum. They literally have scraped me dry, and that's why it looks so different. Also, ears are meant to be hairy, fun fact, because it helps the sound waves travel better. Okay, so in a normal ear, I'll put up like a little picture. You look in, and there's an eardrum back there somewhere. There's nothing in here, dude. That's just an open cavity that goes up, and then if you go down, that's where the eardrum's supposed to be. It's just a hole. So that is the other side of the eustachian tube that connects to your nose and your throat. So when I go to pop my eardrum, there's nothing to pop, so the air just comes out of this side, which is kind of weird. I do have like drainage issues, so I'll get a lot of dry skin up on that side, you can kind of see, and I was picking at it, so it's bloody. And it does come out and it doesn't hurt. I can't feel really anything in here, which is so bizarre. Usually the ear canal, it goes straight back like this. Like that's all you would be able to see. I have just an empty cavity that goes up into my head. Like where the rest of y'all have, I don't know, bones and stuff and matter. This is my left ear. They took out the piece of cartilage right here, your tragus, where the piercing would go. They took that out. So you can see it's like this piece here. It's gone. I've got nothing. So my ear hole, very tiny. This one I do still have an eardrum, but it's reconstructed with the piece, the tragus, the cartilage that they took out right here. So it looks way different than a normal eardrum does. And this one's also way harder to see because I do still have like a whole ear canal. So that whole thing is my eardrum, which is very strange. And honestly, I can't tell if it's like infected right now. I mean, I was picking at it, like I said. Because this thing, it comes with these little attachments where you can pick at your ears, and that's so dangerous because you can really hurt yourself. But this is like so gross, but I'm gonna show you this. That's me like sucking in. Hold on. That's me blow it, like popping my ears. Isn't that gross? Yeah, this one is not as exciting, as you can see. Really not much going on here. Do you want to do some digging? So I put on this little attachment, this little spoon. It alters your range of motion and the lighting is not as good. This is all just like dead skin that can come out. By the way, just want to mention, I don't recommend people do this. I don't think that it's smart to be digging around in your ears because like mine at least are already messed up. I want to be able to get something out of here for you guys, but I think I cleared it out already. It's not that crazy or exciting, but I don't know, it's kind of funny. And then if I look down, all of this is like mucus and gross, and I can't really get anything out of there, unfortunately. So that's kind of it for the ears. I would say the biggest way that being hard of hearing still affects me is crowded areas. Dude, where there's like music playing in the background. Those sorts of situations can be rough because then I'm like, can you repeat that? And then sometimes people don't know and then I gotta explain it. Here is a clip of me telling Jack Timmons, who is a fellow comedian, that I'm actually deaf, and that is why this conversation is going so bad because I can't fucking hear you, dude.
Oh yeah.
So there's that clip. Luckily, I have been doing this thing for so long, the thing where I'm deaf. I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. So over time, I've gotten very comfortable with being like, listen up. Here's the situation. Here's what we're dealing with. You just gotta holler at me. And sometimes I'm not wearing my hearing aids, and sometimes I'm playing music into my hearing aids. Because guess what? These hoes are Bluetooth. Let's play a not copywritten song, and let's see if you guys can hear it over there. I'll see if that even shows up when I'm editing, but I've been able to like put my head up next to people and they can hear what I'm listening to. before. By before, I mean like on a weekly basis, because people are always like, I'm always meeting new people, and they're always like, hold on, what? And then I'm like, no, me, I say what? That's my thing that I say. And then we have the whole spiel. Were you born like that? When did that start? Oh shit, they're Bluetooth. Is it congenital? How do you wake up to alarms? I get that a lot. I don't. I just lay down and pray. I lay down and pray, baby. I just hope and pray. I feel kind of sad that I'm so far separated from the deaf community, and that is not something that I have like been a bigger part of in my whole life. Like the only other hard of hearing person I know is my dad, because I got this from him. I think it'd be cool to know ASL, and I keep saying I'm gonna sign up. I do have like a reminder set in my phone for when summer classes open, because I want to learn. I would love to know a little bit, because especially living in Austin, there's a huge deaf community, and I always feel kind of sad and left out when I don't get to participate, all because it's just something that I have no problem. I love, actually, being able to hear. Like the technology has come this far that they were like, pop it on, get out there and hear some stuff. I like that I was able to take a sense and put it back on me. I know that that's a big thing in the deaf culture, that like that is their culture, is not hearing, and they like it that way. And maybe it would be different if I was born deaf. But I like the world. And I like being able to experience the noises it makes. God, I feel like dating would be hard deaf. Don't you think? I feel like it's hard to find. I guess you'd never know if he was talking shit about you. This is an idea. No, I think it would be cool to explore that missing part of my identity, because I do think that being hard of hearing my whole life has shaped a lot of who I am and how I handle things. I honestly thought I was autistic. I took a couple quizzes and was like, might be autistic. I think it's more so, it's kind of hard to develop all of the social skills when you're fucking deaf in elementary and middle school. Talking, big part of a conversation, right? The words come out of your mouth. You know what the other half is? Listening. Kind of hard to do that. I had someone tell me though, I have been working on it, because I do think it is a good skill to have, and I don't want to be that bitch that is always talking and never shuts up and never lets anyone get a word in edgewise. And recently I had a friend tell me, oh my god, you're such a good listener. I feel so special. I feel so special. I was like, that's not even a skill that I was allowed to be born with. God said, no eardrum over here. We're taking it out. She's lived 8 years. Kill her. And then this one, they went, never be able to fit an earbud in your left ear. Okay, I got some new earbuds for Christmas. I'm shoving them in there, dude. It like hurts. It's tighter than my asshole, I swear to God. Oh my God. It's a very fun thing to joke about. Having a good sense of humor about being disabled, it is a key trait. Because I could spend all day being like, me. I'm deaf, and you made deaf joke, and that made me mad. I guess say what you will about deaf people. We won't know. I feel like a secret agent, honestly. It's so dumb. I'm doing my fucking stand-up on this stupid fucking channel. I can't help it, okay? It's right there. It's right there. It's funny. It's right there. I don't know. Silly jokes. I make silly jokes. I do enjoy though if someone says like, what are you, deaf? When I'm like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I get to go, yeah. Yeah, I actually am. What now? And they feel so bad, dude. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it like that. It's always men. You know what else is nice about being deaf? I come home, long day of doing shit. Usually it's a long night of doing shit. Pop these off. And that's nice. I like that a lot. It might be one of my favorite parts about my whole situation is that I come home, they could be playing music out in the parking lot. They do that sometimes. This girl doesn't have to listen to it. I love this little disability of mine. The only times I'm like, God damn it, I wish I could wear a hat. I feel like I look cute in hats. For reference, we'll put on a hat real quick. I had to pop off the hearing aids, right? Like, she is very cute in a hat. There are a lot of outfits that I may want to wear with hats. There are a lot of days where my hair is greasy and I would like to wear a hat. Okay, I feel like the low bun with the little, yeah, I could be that girl. But I can't be that girl and hear anything. I can hardly hear myself freaking talk. Sometimes I want to be a hat girl, okay? And it is very disappointing that I just can't. Because I can't hear. It is very inconvenient when someone starts talking to me, asking me questions. I've got a hat on. Because if I was wearing a hat with hearing aids, it would look like this. Because I can't put it past here. And at that point, who are we kidding? She's wearing a hat just at the top of her head. The hat is not being worn. It's just sitting on top of my head. I just think I'd be very cute and gorgeous in a variety of hats and beanies. And sometimes I do go out like that because when I work from home, I just don't wear my hearing aids all day. And I will put on a hat and go out in a cute little get up. And then I'll walk into a store. Employee will have a mask on. Obviously they said something, like by their body language, they're looking at me, they're making eye contact. You can see the mask kind of ruffle. No clue. No clue what they said. Could not tell you. And it always feels so bad because I'm just like, hi. In some situations I could piece together what someone's saying, but I have to use like the context of the situation because I'll only get a couple of words. And then I'm like, okay, well, why would they be saying that? If you're not projecting your voice, don't talk to me. I said it, okay? I dated a mumbler. What was he ever talking about? I have no fucking clue. I'm super happy to make more videos about this and about when I actually start taking this ASL class, like the things I learn and how fun and cool it is to be me. Because I don't know if you know this, but it's pretty fun and cool. Feel free to ask questions. I will either answer them in the comments or make another video about this because I do think that being deaf, having ear problems, all of this stuff is like a whole aspect of my life that I'm only sometimes joking about on stage and sometimes like informing a new person on. There's some fun facts about me. Here's my social security number. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you again very soon, hopefully.